Mr. President, I don't know if you're ever going to see this, but I'm betting that I know someone who knows Kevin Bacon, who knows someone who knows you. My name is Tim Walsh. I've been in the toy business for 36 years. I love my job, love my colleagues, and count myself blessed to work in the greatest industry on the planet. We are being threatened by your tariffs. So this is my toy top 10 reasons you should keep toys tariff-free. Number 10, you are us. Presidential playthings are typically contemptuous of the commander-in-chief. But you have two games on your resume, and that puts you in league with Abraham Lincoln, who inspired Lincoln Logs, and Teddy Roosevelt, who inspired the teddy bear. You can't irreparably harm an industry that you're a part of. Number 9, you could save Christmas. When the U.S. government was considering a ban on Christmas gift giving to save resources at the start of World War I, A.C. Gilbert, the maker of erector sets and an athlete who broke world records in chin-ups and the pole vault, argued that toys were essential to American children and should be exempt from any ban. The Council on National Defense relented, and the press dubbed A.C. Gilbert the man who saved Christmas. We are in a different kind of war, but toys are no less essential. Mr. President, don't be a Grinch, be a Gilbert, and keep toys tariff-free. Number 8, kids find their future through toys. I read as a boy that you took building blocks from your brother, glued them together, and built towers. If that's a true story, I'm not shocked, because toys inform who we become. I have met nurses, doctors, and even surgeons who credit their love of the operation game for inspiring them to enter the medical field. How many toy planes inspired kids to become pilots? How many plush animals inspired kids to become teachers? Number 7, we need problem solvers. In Play, author Stuart Brown tells the story of how Jet Propulsion Laboratory faced a problem replacing the older engineers that took us to the moon. The younger engineers couldn't solve real-world problems as well as their older counterparts. Through interviews and the help of a man named Nate Jones, JPL discovered that the older engineers played with their hands, doing things like fixing bikes and building soapbox derby cars, and that there's a hand-to-brain development that happens in spatial play. The younger engineers who couldn't solve problems as well missed that play as kids. This man won't be getting a job at JPL anytime soon, but I know this: if he had just gotten a sorting block set as a kid, he wouldn't have been so overwhelmed by the overhead compartment. Our nation faces real problems. You and I and all the retiring engineers in the world won't be around to solve them. Very early in the tariffs, you made smartphones exempt. But kids don't need more screen time. They need more beneficial toys like sorting block sets. If Apple and Samsung are too big to fail, then toys are too beneficial to fail and deserve the same exemption. Number 6, these tariffs have a disproportionate impact on our industry. According to the United States International Trade Commission, toys are the 5th biggest commodity coming from China in terms of customs value, hitting $30 billion a year, but far and away number 1 when it comes to China's market share of those imports. These tariffs may be difficult for most industries, but they're devastating to ours. Number 5, toys are high-volume, low-margin items. If a U.S. toy manufacturer was making high single-digit to low double-digit profits before these tariffs, they were doing well. The current 30% tariff will challenge the profitability of every small to medium toy retailer in America. Number 4, we need time to react. We're being forced to source overnight new, safe, reliable manufacturing in a supply chain that took 30 years to establish. But I'll concede that toy prices have not kept up with inflation. The most popular game in history, Monopoly, came out in 1935 and sold for $2.50. Adjusted for inflation, it should sell today for $59.99. It sells for $19.99. So I agree that the toy car we're driving needs a course correction, but these tariffs are like yanking the steering wheel of that fast-moving car. It's going to crash. We need a long exit ramp if we're going to attempt to move manufacturing away from China. China has more plastic manufacturers than the next 9 countries combined. Changing that reality is going to take years. Number 3, inexpensive does not equal cheap. Reputable Chinese manufacturers have honed their expertise over decades and have reached a level of quality and safety control that will be hard to replicate elsewhere. Number 2, unintended consequences. Tariffs empower Chinese knockoffs and hurt American IP holders. If you want to go after China, then continue to press Beijing on IP theft and counterfeits. Everyone but you seems to agree that tariffs lead to higher prices for consumers. Yes, the government is bringing in more money, but it's the consumer footing the bill, not China. Good jobs are being lost. 96% of U.S. toy manufacturers are small to mid-sized businesses who cannot survive 30% tariffs. There are over 600,000 jobs in this country that have to do with the creation, sales, and marketing of toys. These tariffs threaten actual high-paying jobs in exchange for hypothetical low-paying assembly jobs that in 10 years will probably be replaced by robots. That, Mr. President, is a bad trade deal. A healthy flow of goods through our ports is a reliable economic indicator. There's been a 60% decline in bookings since these tariffs were announced. When you lowered them from 145% to 30%, some of those shipments unfroze and started to move again, but those were largely bigger companies. There is a domino effect happening in our industry, Mr. President, and if you don't use your power to stop it, more and more are going to fall. And the number one reason you should keep toys tariff-free is the well-being of kids. Play is essential to the social, emotional, physical, and mental well-being of kids, and toys are the tools of that play. Play should not be politicized. It should be protected. Please issue this exemption and keep toys tariff-free.